Hello everyone, we are going to start a new unit, and this unit we are going to discuss about parallel lines and the properties of parallel lines cut by a transversal line. Okay, to start the discussion, let us define first parallel lines. Parallel lines are coplanar lines that are always same distance apart and never intersect. So let's say I have here two lines. Let's say I have line M and line N. Okay, let me do this again. Okay, so let's say I have line M and I have another line here, and let's call this line N. For these two lines to be parallel to each other, they should have the same distance no matter how you extend these two lines in both directions. So that means that the distance of these two lines to each other should always be the same. Okay? It should always be the same no matter how you extend it in both directions. And because they have the same distance to each other, okay, all the points in this line are the same distance to each other, therefore they will not intersect. Okay, so basically when you say parallel lines, these are lines that do not intersect, no matter how you extend these two lines. Now you will know if two lines are parallel to each other if you see this symbol, a double arrow, means that they are parallel to each other. Okay, now let us also define transversal line. What do we mean by transversal line? A line that crosses two or more coplanar lines at two distinct points. So if you have another line and it cut or crosses or intersects two or more lines, we call it transversal line. So if I have here a line, and this line, as you can see, intersects or crosses line M and N at two different points. Therefore, this is a transversal line. Let's call this line T. So in this figure, we can describe it as line M is parallel to line N cut by transversal line T. Okay, so this is how we would describe it. M and N are parallel to each other and it is cut by transversal line T. Okay, now let us discuss the following angle pairs formed by two lines or two parallel lines cut by transversal line. We actually have different angle pairs if you have a parallel line cut by transversal line. Let's say you have here again line M and line N, and they are parallel to each other, and it is cut again by transversal line T. As you can see, you have here 8 angles formed. You have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They are all angles. Let us define angle first for a while, quickly. Okay, when you say angles, this is a union of two rays. So if you have two rays having common endpoint, okay, so if you have two rays with common endpoint, which is called the vertex, you form an angle. So in this case, in this figure, if you have two lines cut by transversal line, you always have 8 angles formed. Now in this 8 angles formed, we have the angle pairs. So what are the angle pairs that we are going to discuss today? We are going to discuss vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, consecutive interior angles, and consecutive exterior angles. Okay, we are going to discuss these angle pairs formed by two parallel lines cut by a transversal line. Okay, let's start with the vertical line. The vertical lines are non-adjacent angles formed by two intersecting lines. In this figure, the vertical lines are angle 1 and angle 4, angle 5 and angle 8. As you can see, these two angles have the same endpoint or the same vertex, but they don't share the same side. They look back to each other. See, 5 and 8, 1 and 4. Aside from that, you also have angle 2 and angle 3, angle 5 and angle 7. They're also vertical angles. Okay. Let's have corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, these are two angles in the same position with respect to the transversal, but on a different line. Okay, so we have here line M and line N. When you say corresponding angles, they should not be on the same line, but they are on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so we have here the left side and the right side. When you say corresponding angles, these are angles. One should be at the exterior and the other one should be at the interior. So in this case, the interior angles are 3, 4, 5, and 6 because this is the interior of the transversal. The exterior are 1, 2, 7, and 8. These are all at the exterior. Now when you say corresponding angles, these are angles on the same side, but one should be on the outside or exterior and the other one should be at the interior. Okay, so what are the corresponding angles here? Angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 7, angle 4 and angle 8. Okay, so those are the corresponding angles. Okay. Next, let us add alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles, interior because they should all be at the interior of the transversal. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all at the interior. Alternate, one should be on the left side and the other one should be on the right side, but they don't share the same side. So angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. Angle 4 and angle 5 are also alternate interior angles. Next, alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles, these are two angles on the exterior but on the opposite side of the transversal. Again, one should be on the left side and the other one should be on the right side, and they are both at the exterior. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior. Angle 2 and angle 7 are also alternate exterior angles. Next, consecutive interior angles. Okay, consecutive, same side. Okay, they should be on the same side and there should be both at the interior. So the angles at the interior are 3, 4, 5, and 6. When you say consecutive, they should be on the same side. So 3 and 5, 4 and 6. Okay, so these are the pairs of angles. So angle 3 and angle 5, angle 4 and angle 6. Next, consecutive exterior angles. Consecutive, they should be on the same side and they are all in the exterior. So angle 1 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 8. So those are the pairs of exterior or consecutive exterior angles. Okay, aside from that, we also have another angle pairs and we call that linear pair. Okay, linear pairs are angles that forms a straight line. Okay, that's why it's called linear. Okay, and they're always adjacent. Okay, so what are the examples of linear pairs? Angle 1 and angle 2 are linear pairs. As you can see, they form a straight line. So angle 1 and angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. Okay, aside from that, we can also say that angle 1 and angle 3 are also linear pair, angle 5 and angle 7 are also linear pair, 6 and 8 are also linear pairs, 2 and 4 are also linear pairs. Okay, so these are all pairs of linear pairs. Okay, so I hope you understand those pairs of angles formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal line. Now, let us have this activity. Identify all possible pairs of angles described. Let's start with vertical angles. So you can see we have here figure. Okay, let's call this line P and line Q are parallel to each other, and it is cut by a transversal line X. Okay, so again, P is parallel to Q, cut by transversal line X. Okay, let us identify the following angle pairs. Let's start with vertical angles. So what are the vertical angles here? Okay, again, vertical angles, these are angles that looks like a back-to-back angles. They have the same vertex, but they don't share the same side. So we have angle A and angle D, right? So angle A and angle D. What else? Angle E and angle H. Angle C and angle B. Angle F and angle G. Okay, those are all vertical angles. Next, let's have corresponding angles. Okay, corresponding angles. These are angles on the same side of the transversal. One should be at the exterior and the other one should be on the interior. So angle A and angle E, angle C and angle F, angle B and angle G, angle D and angle H. Okay, next, let's have alternate interior angles. Interior angles. Alternate, that means one should be on the left side and the other one should be on the right side, and they're all at the interior. So angle B and angle F, angle D and angle E. Right? What about alternate exterior angles? Okay, what are the pairs of alternate exterior? So there should be at the exterior, alternate, one should be on the left side and the other one should be on the right side. So angle A and angle H, angle C and angle G. Alright, next. Let's have consecutive interior angles. Consecutive means they should be on the same side of the transversal. Okay, and they are both at the interior. So angle B and angle E, angle D and angle F. Okay, what about consecutive exterior angles? Consecutive, that means they should be on the same side of the transversal and they are all at the exterior. So angle A and angle G, angle C and angle H. Alright, Next, let us identify also the linear pairs. When you say linear pairs, these are pairs of angles that forms a straight line. So angle A and angle C, as you can see, they form a straight line. So angle A and angle C, angle B and angle D. Basically, when you say linear pairs, they are adjacent to each other or they share the same side. Angle E and angle F, angle G and angle H. Also, you can also say that A and B are linear pairs, C and D, E and G, F and H. Alright. Now let us put a measurement to all these angles. What can we say about the measurement of these angles? So special angle pairs and parallel lines cut by a transversal line have a relationship to each other. Okay, first, corresponding angles are always congruent. So they also always have the same measure. So this and this have the same measure. Okay, so if this is 100, therefore this is also 100. Okay, so if this is 80 degree, therefore this is also 80 degree. If this is 100, therefore this is also 100. So that is corresponding angles. Alternate interior angles. What is the relationship of the alternate interior angles? What can you say about the measure of the alternate interior angles? Alternate interior angles are always congruent. When you say congruent, by the way, that means they are equal. Okay, so if these are alternate interior angles, if this is 80 degree, this is also 80 degree. Okay, they are always congruent to each other. Next, consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior angles are always supplementary. What do we mean by supplementary? The sum is always 180 degree. Okay, if you add them, the sum is 180 degree. So consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So consecutive interior, these are consecutive interior angles. If this is 80, to make it 180, this should be 100, right? So that is consecutive interior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are always congruent. Okay, so when you say congruent, they're also always equal. Alternate exterior, these two angles are alternate exterior and they are congruent. If this is 100, this is also 100. Okay, next. Consecutive exterior angles. Consecutive exterior angles are always supplementary. So the measure or the sum is 180. So consecutive exterior are this and this. So there are consecutive exterior. They are both at the exterior and they are both on the same side. So if this is 80, this is 100 because the sum is 180. They are supplementary to each other. What about linear pairs? Linear pairs are always supplementary. So I'll just put it here. Linear pairs are supplementary. That means the sum is 180. So if this is 100, this is 80. Therefore this is 100, this is 80. See? Okay, so that is linear pair. Okay, next. If S or line S is parallel to line Q, cut by transversal line N, if angle 1 is 52 degree, what is the measure of each angle? So we are going to identify the measure of the following angle. It's better if we are going to identify here or complete the measure of the following angles. Okay? Alright, so angle 5, what will be the measure of angle 5? Angle 1, what is the relationship with angle between angle 1 and angle 5? There are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are always congruent. So therefore, this is also 52 degree. Right? So this is 52 degree. Angle 4. What can you say about the measure of angle 4 and angle 1? They are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. So therefore, this is also 52 degrees. Angle 8. This is angle 8. What is the relationship between angle 8 and angle 1? They are alternate exterior angles. So therefore, this is also 52 degree because alternate exterior angles are always congruent. Angle 3. What can you say about angle 3 and angle 1? The relationship between these two angles, they are linear pairs. And linear pairs are always supplementary. They form a straight line, therefore the sum of this angle is 180. So therefore this is 128. Because 52 plus 128 is 180. Angle 6. Okay, angle 6. Okay, so we can say that angle 6 is also 128 degree. Because it is alternate interior angle with angle 3, and alternate interior angles are always congruent. Angle 2. We can say that this is 128. Vertical angles are congruent, right? And also linear pairs are supplementary, right? And corresponding angles are congruent. So we can say this is 128. Angle 7, lastly, we have angle 7 here. Okay, angle 7 will be 128. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So if angle 2 is 128, angle 7 is also 128. Okay. So those are the following measures. Now you can give the proof of the following measures. It depends on the given. Okay, I hope you understand this lesson. You can watch this again if you are still confused, and if you have any question, just email me or give me a message in inbox of your Canvas.